Hello, welcome back to another episode of What's Up Doc. I'm planning to upload 4 10-minute videos. I am titling it The Process. And the reason why I decided to create those videos for the new dental students that are graduating this year. So we're embarking on new graduating class in May 2023. And I just wanted, and I've been thinking about doing a series that would help the new graduate how to map out what they want to do, how they want to do it. So this series is called The Process. And I'm going to start this episode just to give you an idea if you are a dental student, whether junior year or senior year, especially senior year, and you are preparing to graduate. And I'm sure that you've taken a lot of classes and you have mentors that helps you, recognize the experience that you're looking for, or trying to figure out where you want to be, how to start. So I want to start with sharing with you guys where I come from. So I'm originally from Jordan. I grew up in Saudi Arabia. Some of you that have or had reviewed some of the older videos of What's Up Doc, I talk about my background in a couple of episodes. It's very important to listen to that to kind of figure out or realize that it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter your background. As long as you believe in the process of what you're going through, and that process is going to help you gain the dream or accomplish the dream that you've been working so hard for. So I'm from Jordan. My parents migrated to Saudi Arabia for work. I lived there for about 19 years, and at age 19, I decided to come to the United States to get a better education. And honestly, what pushed me out mostly is I was trying to avoid 3 arranged marriages. There were very promising marriages, and if I would have taken at least one of them, I would have been set for life, basically. I wouldn't have to worry about money. I don't have to worry about anything else. But I didn't because I wanted to pursue my dream, basically. My first job, right after I got married, I worked in a daycare, and I was basically an aide in a daycare room, and I took care of the infants, and also I took care of the toddlers. So the infants, they were from as young as 3 months up to 6 months. I think the toddlers were for like 18 months to a year. I don't remember. It's been so long as 1992. And I'm not sure if that's the correct age these days is to separate. But anyways, I was an aide in both rooms. I went back and forth in the daycare. You can just imagine the kind of experience that was. It taught me so much. It taught me patience. It taught me how to juggle, how to multitask. Of course, taking care of babies and toddlers, you have to think on your feet. Your reflexes have to be on at all times because you're constantly saving the day. Accountability. I learned how to be responsible. I mean, you're raising and you are basically caring for somebody's child for how many hours they're in, whether they're in part-time or full-time. And teaching the kids or helping support the teacher, teaching them in different ways how to, to go on schedule, eating, lunch, nap, playtime, and then of course, caring for them, like I said, like hygiene and all this stuff. So I learned a lot, and I had to learn on the fly. There's no training for it. There's no school. You don't go to school for that. You just apply for the job. And if you're qualified, you're nice, you're kind, and you care about kids, you get the job. Then after that, I was a full-time nanny for a 4 and a 6-year-old for a year. I did 12-hour shifts every single day, 7 to 7. On top of that, I studied the SAT to get admitted to dental school. And that taught me really how to collect observational data. When I say observational data, meaning that when you care for a child, you have to observe all their patterns of behavior, and you have to report that to their parents and let the parents know, okay, they're changing. They don't like this now, they like that. And that helped me a lot when I was in dental school and we're training kids. I can actually navigate through their fear and behavior because I've seen enough. Plus my mom was a teacher, math and science teacher, and she was a principal for an elementary school for many, many years. So I used to, when I was off on break from school, I used to go and volunteer and work, and that also gained a lot of experience. And you learn how to recognize or acknowledge the urgency, emergency signs, especially with kids. And you have, like I said, you have to really think fast, and you have to be on your feet. You have to act really quick, and you have to also think outside the box, neutralize their emotion, neutralize their fears, deal with their fears and anxiety, especially, I'm sure, I mean, this is 1992, 1993. I'm sure now it's even more. And most of all, taught me patience, a lot of it. You have to be patient with everything, because kids are going to do their thing when they are ready to do it, not because you're ready to do it. And I'm sure a lot of you that's been around children, or even any of you that are in dental school, are about to be a dentist and have kids, I'm sure you've known that already. After that, I did also part-time public clinic, and that taught me a lot. That's really the first place that exposed me to dentistry, or a dental clinic, the setup of the clinic. I was a steri tech for a while, and then they moved me to chairside assistant, of course, and that was all. I never had a job before, because my dad was against us working and going to school, because he believed that if the money starts running in your hands, then you're going to forget about education. He was so nervous and worried about that. The public health clinic was it was an eye-opener, and that really helped me realize whether I want to be in dentistry or stay in dentistry and pursue that dream or not. I think working in a public clinic and public clinic setup, it's gonna make it or break it, basically, for you. Because if you can handle a public clinic policy and public clinic traffic and their regulation, you can handle private practice for sure. So that was kind of a rough illustration of what the real life in dentistry was, because it's not only practice dentistry in like I said, a setup of public health clinic that is, minimal fees, a patient that, recovering drug addict, recovering alcoholics, we treated like homeless patients, and that really opened my eyes of how do I manage the fears and anxiety, and also how to just oversee the background of the patient, just treat the patient like human regardless where they come from. And then obviously I went to dental school, and after I graduated from dental school, I moved to Maine because of my husband's work. So I didn't have my license. So the state of Maine, while waiting for my license, gave me hygiene license. So I did hygiene for 3 months in 2 different offices. And then I landed, an associateship after I got my license. And then I became a partner. And then I sold that. Now I'm, on my own. And I have 3 offices established 3 offices, successful offices, I have to say, in 8 years. And we are planning on or working on franchising our brand. So the bottom line is, this is life. If you are a new graduate and you are planning on just getting there without going through the process, this is not a Amazon order. This is not an iPad. This is not an iPhone. You cannot just, upload a reel and send it to everybody, or you can't just, type something and you're going to get the answer. This is a life process. You have to go through the process if you are looking for gaining as many tools and as many coping mechanisms to deal with life in order you become successful, the dental life, basically. Put it this way. You have 4 years, especially if you never had any experience in dentistry. You don't come from a long lineage of dentists, that you never were exposed to dentistry. You don't even, understand the dental business or running a dental practice. You are 4-year-old as far as dentistry is concerned. You cannot have a 4-year-old drive your fancy car. You cannot give a 4-year-old a Porsche or expensive car. It's like, hey, you can drive it. I know you're mature. You've done all this stuff, and you have the personality for it. You have to go through the process. You have to go through the process of life, learning certain things, acknowledging certain things, considering certain things, how to troubleshoot, how to find the solutions for things. So trust the process. Don't trust the concept, and don't get stuck in going after the concept. Don't think that you can skip the process to get the concept. But what's going to happen is you're going to fall and pick yourself up and fail in some things, and pick yourself up, pick up the pieces and start all over again. If that's okay with you, then that's fine. But what the process is going to do for you is going to give you all the tools in order to cope, like I said, as your career is advancing and as your responsibilities get bigger and more challenging. But that's all I want to say for now. This is, like I said, first episode. I'm going to upload 3 other videos just to help the new generation hopefully get a glimpse of what the real world is. That's it for now. Thank you for joining me, and I'll catch you on the next video.